training.tv. My name is Margaret. I'll be your broadcast engineer for today. I'm here with a wonderful group of people. HOnza is back, along with one of his engineers and also one of his customers. Today will be a really interesting discussion because I have heard people ask about this before, but I didn't really think it was all that possible. But apparently it is, which is case study in-app subscription purchases and a FileMaker app that's been put into the App Store. So, that today is going to be really interesting. HOnza, good to have you back as always. What are we doing today?
Oh, thank you, Margaret. So here today I have two special guests. One is Ken Schaefer, our fresh new customer who contacted us just a few months ago. I believe after watching some of the Richard's live streams, and with me is also Martin, our one of our senior FileMaker developers who was helping Ken and helping what? To get his app on the App Store. And I have to start with saying Ken is not a developer. He is a professional builder or construction professional. Tell us more about yourself, Ken, to start with. So who you are and where you come from.
So I am an architect in New York City. We have been around for approximately 30 years. We've had a business in place for about 25 years, and we've had the pleasure of doing a lot of the larger, most interesting projects throughout New York, including projects like Flushing Commons, the baseball park for Keyspan, Empire Outlets, so we've had a lot of fun over the years. And during that time, I had spent most of it using paper documents, forms, and they worked well for 25 years. And I said, there's got to be a way to bring it into today's technology. And I went online and as a person who's not a developer of programs, said that there's got to be a way. And I did a little research and found that there was a program out there called FileMaker. And did continue to do a little research and found Richard Carlton's website and started watching the videos regularly on a basically multiple per daily basis, learning the software, engaging an individual, Sean, who was extremely helpful from Richard Carlton's office, and buttoning up an application that I in turn learned about you, HOnza, and got you guys to help me get it on the Apple Store. And it is now available on the Apple Store. It is an app which provides all the required digital documentation as per the New York City Building Code for purposes of general contractors, site safety managers, coordinators, fire safety managers, concrete safety managers, in order to go to build a building safely, with minimal risk and safeguarding the workers, public and property.
Nice. And when we talked for the first time, Ken, I recall you mentioned something about a new law getting into effect that actually was increasing the requirements and actually creating a great opportunity for you to come with a product to the market, right?
Yeah. So my whole idea started about 2 years ago, and it took the building department up until December of last year, where they released a buildings bulletin allowing us to take those paper documents and digitize them. And that was the whole purpose of the app, was to get onto the forefront of creating digital forms that myself as an individual could walk on the job site, talk into a telephone, and be able to have these forms fill out so that you could then print them on site and hand them over to a Department of Buildings inspector. And Margaret, as you may know, once New York adopts something like this, it's not very long before it starts to migrate its way to places like California,
Yep.
and Florida, Texas, yada, yada, yada.
All the big ones.
So there was a need, there was a requirement, and you built an app, learning FileMaker from scratch. So how about can you try to show us the app so people can understand what it is about?
So yeah, the app is pretty basic. It offers for you to do some basic project information. Um, you can then jump over to the duties and responsibilities of the various parties, site safety manager, construction super, fire safety manager, concrete safety manager, and lift director for operating cranes. And so if I went into the construction daily log, it gives me a form that I can just fill out seamlessly, send it to a printer or email it. It allows me to sign the document, and then I can bounce back and go into other options. Like, for example, I can create a hotworks permit for welding or some other hotworks on the job site. I can go in and do an inspection of a supported scaffolding. I can do my regular meetings like a weekly toolbox or a weekly safety meeting, or for that matter, a confined space. So the app is an all-inclusive application for all parties to share on the job site.
So with this app, everyone can be compliant, and without this app, what do they have to do to be compliant? Just keep using paper and pen?
Just keep using paper forms, and so we're trying to get away from the paper forms because it's an awful lot of paperwork, that's unnecessary when we have the ability to do everything on a telephone.
Wow, that's amazing. So this is what Ken built on his own just by learning FileMaker, and then he came to us and he was asking, what was the question? What did you come to us with?
How do I put this on the Apple Store?
Okay, so people who watch our streams, and especially those about building apps for the App Store, know that it's possible and that we know how to do it. But this was very special in one way, and because Ken did not only want it on the App Store, he also wanted to put it there in a way that he could make money with it.
Yeah,
So, and so we talked, and I suggested, well, if you sell the app, then only people then people will have to pay for it. But how do you make them pay for it? So the most successful model is called freemium. So you can download the app for free, and then maybe try it for a few days, and after those few days, decide, okay, let's start paying for it. So that's the most successful model, how to make money on apps that are useful, but people
may
first have to try them.
may I
So
throw one other? May I
yeah,
throw in one
definitely.
other? So one of the reasons why we created this app was because the competition that was currently out there, or the couple of solutions that were out there, were approximately $600 to $2,000 per month per user. We
Wow,
wanted to create a solution that was basically $1 a day.
that's
That's
amazing.
insane.
Okay,
Hans
so
and I had the
well,
same reaction.
so hey, I hope that with this idea you get millions of users, but at the same time, uh, Ken was great learning FileMaker from scratch, but this was that obstacle: how to get it on the App Store and how to make the subscription in and the in-app purchase work. So that's what we were helping him with. We originally started with telling him, well, it's going to take probably between 1 and 2 days to get the app on the App Store, which kind of worked. But then there was another journey, and that was making it work with the in-app purchase, setting up everything on the App Store. And we, in the end, we ended up spending about 80 hours, if I recall correctly, right, on it.
Yeah,
Ken, do you recall?
yeah, that's pretty accurate.
So that was like a 2 week full-time job, but in the end, if you look for Clerk Works in the App Store, you will find the app. It's published, I think, 2 weeks for now, right now, or maybe 3, and it's starting to generate some traction. So, what is your plan going forward? And uh, I didn't tell Ken what to say, so he's
Right.
completely free. So how do you feel about
So
the
so
collaboration
the
with my team?
Yeah, so the vision was once the app got onto the App Store and we started to build some traction with some sales, we were going to reinvest back into it. And under Martin's guidance, we were going to make it go through, I guess it's called AWS, for purposes of being able to share the data on the app across several devices so that each of the individuals could log in and put in their information. That was the next goal. The follow-up goal was Sean from Richard Carlton's office had recommended that we add AI to it so that we could just simply talk into the device and have the device automatically parse the information onto the various forms.
Which we implemented successfully in the past. Richard and I had a customer that is mechanics, aircraft mechanics, who wanted to just be able to talk. They didn't want to go down and type anything, and it works pretty smoothly. So,
So if you can imagine, the people that are going to be using this app is, for example, a construction superintendent who have very little time other than watching the construction than to sit there and do 2 to 3 hours worth of paperwork per day. So this becomes invaluable to them, allowing them to place their eyes where they need to be, which is on the job, as opposed to spending time looking at papers.
Mm-hmm. And would you share a few words about what it was like to work with Martin on this project?
Excellent. I had Martin was flexible with his hours. He gave me clear, decisive answers. I think that my only holdback in the process was Apple. Apple has certain standards, certain ways that they want things to be given to them, and if it wasn't for your side, for your team. We would have never gotten it onto the Apple Store for the first time. So I have to say, as a person who has just learned FileMaker and having the help of RC Consulting in guiding me in the development of the app, and then learning about your side, HOnza, and having your team help me get it onto the Apple Store is invaluable.
Well, that sounds great. So, Ken, I know that you are very busy and that you are supposed to teach building safety and you have to leave us early today. So, let me ask, are there any questions for Ken before he leaves because he need to jump off of the stream? And after he leaves, then we will talk about more technical details, how we actually made his app working for the App Store and how we made it able to sell the subscriptions.
yes, one of the questions we have is how are you guys handling tech support for the app? Like if someone downloads it, pays a subscription, has problems, like are you handling it? Is HOnza handling it?
So at the moment, it's just being handled through the website as a question answer type of environment. I hope to have Martin's side of the team pick up that portion of it. It'll make our life easier for just further development of the app.
There we go. I think that answers that question. I have some other people typing that I see. Did it take 2 years to develop? Question mark.
No, with Richard Carlton's seminars, I was able to literally do this in about 90 days. In other
I
words,
am glad to hear that.
I started the idea 2 years ago, but I sat down and started writing it after I started watching the videos. And after watching the videos, I was able to put something together within, I want to say, 45 to 60 days. Sean was looking at it. And then from there, I want to say, so I'm going to say 45 days on RC Consulting's helping side, and then with Martin, 15 days.
This is an awesome, fantastic, especially this is really cool. We should maybe send some messages like, yo, y'all should take notice of this. This is cool. This is very cool.
No,
Yeah.
like I said, the one thing that caught me, if I have to say, there was one particular seminar that Richard Carlton gave where he talked about, you have to kind of know what you want to do in order to create the app or to create the solution. And I said, well, I got these forms for 25 years. They've been working for 25 years. All I want to do is digitalize them.
Yes, and hopefully you will find that it's been a massive time and money saver, which is the entire point of FileMaker. We have some people
Sure.
saying, congrats on the great looking app. This is brilliant engineering using FileMaker. Yeah, it's a brilliant FileMaker use case. Yes.
All right. So there you go.
We have some more technical questions popping in now, which is more of a HOnza and Martin thing, which is someone is asking if this is only straight FileMaker, or do you have to pull in JSON and other stuff like that to make it work? But that's more technical and not so much Ken's wheelhouse.
I think that will be more appropriate for the how we did the inner
Yes.
purchase, but from Ken's perspective and the app features themselves, that's pure FileMaker, right?
Yes. It's just pure FileMaker
Which is awesome.
with the monkey bread plugin.
Okay. Well, thanks, Ken. Thanks a lot for sharing your story, and we will now dive a little bit more deep into technicalities. So I'll ask Martin to share his screen, and we will talk about.
We have
Wait
one
a
last
minute.
question before
Yes,
I let you go away, Ken. This one actually is for you. Is it American-based, or with a little adaptation, can it be used in other countries and regions, do you think?
Oh, it can absolutely be used in other countries and regions. This is pretty generic. And all you really have to do is go into the various documents and update it to the language that would be more familiar for the area.
There you go. Cool. I think we're good now. There you go, Hansa. Now you can go. I just saw that last question like scooch in there and I wanted to get it.
definitely. Okay, so thanks again, Ken. Nice story, and let us talk now a little bit more technically. So the goal that Ken approached us with was get it to the App Store. That was one thing, for which we used our tool that we have on the website, and that's called Xcode. I have already shown this in this FM training live stream a few times. Basically, Xcode is a web-based interface where you just drag and drop your FileMaker app, click on a few checkboxes, fill in a few fields, and click a build button, and within 5 minutes-ish, you get an app that you can install on your iPhone or iPad. That's briefly said it. Basically, we are just automating what you can do without this tool, but then it's a lot of trial and error, learning a new tool, which is called Xcode from Apple. And typical experience with Xcode and with the iOS app SDK, sometimes called FIAS or FIAS, it's coming from Claris. You can download it, you can use it with Xcode and build your app, but the typical experience is first time you try it, you fail, you get a lot of error messages in the log, and you have to start understanding those error messages to find out what you have done wrong and fix it. So with our Xcode online service, you just skip this experience straight to just building the app, and we take care of the technical difficulties. So that's one part. Second part of bringing it to the App Store is to actually submit the app to the App Store, to the App Store Connect, and get it approved by Apple. We have done it several times with our own apps, helped few customers doing the same thing. If Martin can switch back to Xcode website and scroll down, we already have the homepage. We already have several icons of apps that are publicly available on the App Store. So if you scroll down, you will find several icons there, and every icon is a you have to go to the Xcode page, please, on the tools. Yeah. So here you scroll down on this page, and there is a set of icons of all the different apps that are already on the App Store. There are more, but not all the apps created with Xcode are publicly available. Because it can also be used for custom apps that you build for a single customer. But these are publicly available, so we can download them and enjoy them on your iPhones or iPads. And in most cases, you don't even realize that you're using FileMaker, but you are. So this is the app. This is the first part, bringing the app to the App Store. And the second part, that was also first time for us, I have to admit, making it also work with what Apple calls in-app purchase. So in-app purchase is a way how to pay for something inside the app. And Apple collects the payment for you. They keep a percentage and then give you the rest. But it's all processed just like in other apps that you are used to. So in the app you get a button. Let's subscribe to, for the service, and then you purchase. So Martin, could you show us what the experience for buying the subscription looks like in Ken's application?
Hello everyone. As you mentioned, the part that is outside the FileMaker that is quite struggle for some time is to bring it to App Store to pass the Apple approval process, and that was the biggest challenge during this way. And the more with the monetization part, because when it's not monetized, we already experienced some smooth approval processes before, but this was not, unfortunately, the case. So do you want me to go through the App Store Connect where we fill the information, or the implementation of the?
Yeah, let's start in FileMaker, just so that people get a sense of what we are talking about. So if you show the app, yeah. So here in the app we have these buttons. So can you tell us what the experience for the user is here?
Yeah, sure. When I joined this project, Ken already had the application done. The forms were there, the printing features and everything was there. And my or our part of the job was to put the subscription part at the beginning of the process. So when user opens the application, the system checks if the subscription is active. In case it is, we go directly into the application to the screens that already Ken prepared before. This screen is the new screen that the user is navigated to when the subscription is not active. Either there was no subscription ever, or it is expired and the user needs to renew his purchase. There are two subscriptions that was Ken's choice that he wants to allow the monthly subscription and the annual subscription. So these are the only two options that you get. You can select. Quite straightforward. Either you click the first button or the second. In case that you are restoring the previously purchased subscription from other device, you just click the last button to restore the license. You can see that there are already the prices, the amounts of dollars for each of the subscription models. That is one of the part of the communication with the server on the application start, that you get the product and the prices.
Okay, so the price is it hard coded in the app or is it coming from somewhere else?
It is not hard coded. Maybe I can show in detail. We are using Monkey Bread software MBS plugin for this communication with the Apple StoreKit framework, which helps us to get more developer-friendly way of implementation. So we call the MBS function check app products. This is the script. We know the identifiers of the products because they are already configured in the App Store Connect. So we ask to get the product information for these two products. One is the annual, one is the monthly subscription.
So product identifier, you have to preset, so you have to first set up something on the App Store Connect before you can implement it in the app, right?
Yes. You can do it simultaneously, but yeah, at the end, you still need to have already something configured in the App Store Connect in order to finish the implementation in FileMaker.
Mm-hmm. So what does it look like in the App Store Connect?
Okay, this is not directly the Ken's Cloudwork application. This is a prototype of some monetization application where the very same scenario was used, that we have the monetization part in the application setup menu. We have two types of monetization. One is in-app purchases. That means that within the application, you enable, by buying something, you enable some feature for unlimited time. So it's content-based type of monetization.
So it's like a one-time purchase, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand, our case is subscription. That means that you have full activated application, but for limited time. They are automatically renewable or not automatically renewable. So in our case, that is automatically renewable every month, for example. It is purchased again, subscription is re-enabled again, as long as you don't click that you do not want to continue with the subscription. So what you need to set here in the subscription part of the App Store Connect is to create a group, subscription group, at least one. In our case, it was just one group of two items, but the hierarchy is defined by Apple. So we need a group. And inside the group, there are the individual subscription programs.
And here I see the product ID. So that's what you use in the app, right? Correct?
Yes.
Okay, so that's what you call for in FileMaker is the product ID? Okay.
Yeah. Exactly. This string is what I need to have stored somewhere in my FileMaker app, and that I'm querying using MBS plugin to get information about.
And where do you set up the price?
Pricing and availability is another part of the monetization. Here, monetization section of the App Store Connect. You select the availability, the location where the app and the pricing will be available, and distribution methods. The other part is within the subscription settings itself. We are, for example, now in the monthly subscription, and we can see that in the detail of that subscription is subscription prices part. So you select the level of the price, and it's being localized automatically by Apple for the target users. So Ken needs his charges in US dollars, when we tried this application here in Central Europe, in Czechia, then the dialogue in the iPhone was localized in Czech crowns. So
That's
that
nice.
is
So,
yeah.
so this is quite interesting. You have to get used to it, but basically you don't set the exact price. You select a price tier, and Apple assigns a specific price to each tier and each country. So they in place of you, they set up the exact price. They have, I believe, I think 100 different tiers that you can select from, or maybe more. And by selecting the tier, you automatically set the price for all the different countries where your app is available.
Okay, so you can't pick any price you like. You're selecting one of the available price collections, for lack of a better word. So, like, if you pick the
Yes,
1999 price,
exactly.
got it, or the
Martin is just
199.
showing the options. So this is the list you can choose from.
Mhm.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense.
And just by the way, I don't know if you're aware that the guy who invented these 99 prices is actually one businessman from Czech Republic.
That's a fun detail. Fun fact. So, okay, cool. So you set the price here, you have the ID here, and then you use the MBS plugin to query both the price that you've selected and the ID in FileMaker.
Yes, I'm querying the products just in case that I'm not yet subscribed, me as the user. Because if I am, I do not need to know the exact prices for the products. So if I'm not subscribed, I go to check to query the products. I get a JSON array of all the products that I list in my query, and there are some information, some basic information about the products, including the price for localized for given location where the user uses the iPhone.
And here we get into a point where actually a JSON question may be relevant because MBS plugin returns the information about the products as JSON. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah, but FileMaker from since version, I don't know, 17 or something like that is natively fine with working with JSON, so that is easy for us to parse and to get the desired information from that.
Okay, so here here you get the information about the products and you show it to the user, show the price, and what is happening when the user actually presses that button to purchase the subscription.
Yeah. Sorry. Here we are. Purchase, that is a script triggered by the button to purchase one or the other subscription model. And again, using MBS plugin, we are calling the add payment StoreKit function for selected product. And MBS plugin handles triggering the native iPhone dialog. I can show somewhere. Yeah, this one it's in Czech, but never mind. I believe we are aware. We know this dialog. So the data that are the text labels that are included are configured by us in the App Store Connect. You need to define titles and descriptions and some detailed data. That was also one of the reasons of multiple iterations within the approval process, that something was not according to their expectations and possibly misleading for the customer. Yeah, so this is from the test flight instance, so not the production one, but the dialog is very similar. We get the amount localized, the price, monthly subscription translated into Czech, start date, and the Apple ID account that you are using for the purchase.
So in other words, in the app, you press a button, the button starts a script, the script calls the plugin, and the plugin asks the operating system, iOS, to handle the purchase. So what appears is handled by Apple, by the operating system, and when the purchase is
HOnza, you
finished.
cut out for me.
Sorry again?
You might be me. I'm trying to figure out why we're having issues.
Okay, we can hear you. I can hear
Okay, you came back in
nothing.
again. What is
I can hear
happening?
Hamza clearly, so
I'm gonna turn off my video and see if maybe my video is causing issues. So I'm gonna vanish from sight. Goodbye. Okay.
So
Let's try.
again.
I hear you. Okay, so try that again. So explain from the beginning again what's happening. You said MBS handles
Okay,
the
so let me try again. So
yes.
basically what happens in the app is you as a user press a button. The button calls a FileMaker script. In that FileMaker script, we use a MBS plugin. The MBS plugin then transfers the handling to iOS, and the iOS takes care of the subscription purchase. And the subscription purchase is handled by Apple's servers. And when it's finished, Apple and iOS returns control back to MBS plugin, which then returns the results to our script. Is that right, Martin?
yeah, that's very correct.
Okay, so you don't ever have to worry about storing credit card information or anything like that because Apple handles all of that?
Exactly.
Nice. That's actually really
And
clean, actually.
it's done the exact same way as in any other application. And if you then go to your Apple ID on the phone, you will see the subscription there. And if you want to cancel that subscription, you can do it. And that leads me to another question. So, Martin, how does the app actually check? Am I subscribed? Am I allowed to work, or am I supposed to ask the user to purchase the subscription? How does the app check that in this when it's starting, for instance?
Yeah, exactly. That is being checked on every user startup, every application opening, and there are two models. One is that we are reading a receipt from the iOS from the device itself because it's being stored there once the purchase is successfully completed. And the other is using the store kit query of the transactions. So this both should result in the same result that when I purchase now, we have the 17th of April, so it should last to 17th of May. Within the JSON, going as a result of both these functions, there should be the information that the subscription is valid since this moment to until that moment. So we know that we are in the range. Anyway, if our handling of the situation is not correct, if, for example, in that very moment the user cancels his subscription or something went from valid to invalid, the button for the button that is the opposite way. So not exactly, but if you try to purchase something that you already have purchased, it will not raise the dialog again. It will not allow you to make a duplicate purchase for the period of time where you are subscribed, but it will do the same as restoring the license. So these are two information different. I was a little bit confusing, but yeah, we check that from the two ways. If we are subscribed, and if we are subscribed, we let the user go directly into the application. Other scenario, when we realize from our checking that user is not subscribed, but actually he is or she is, this button, because he is navigated to the purchase screen, even when he or she pushes the button to purchase, it will restore the activated subscription, and there will be no double money sending from the actual bank account.
Okay. So let me put it in other words. Basically, the app is responsible for checking whether the user should or should not get access to the special features that we want you to pay for as a user. So if the app decides, okay, it seems that you have a valid subscription, then you just get straight into the app. If the app, for some reason, and there are valid and invalid reasons, decides, okay, it seems you don't have the subscription, we then show you as a user the buttons to purchase the subscription. What Martin is saying, if you see these buttons to purchase the subscription, and if you and you already have the subscription valid, then Apple does an extra protection step for you, because when you try to purchase the subscription again, Apple on their side checks it against the live data, and if they discover that you already purchased the subscription, they are not going to charge you again. They will just return a success, just like if you have purchased a fresh one. But this will only happen when the app initially fails in some way checking the subscription for you. And Martin, you mentioned there are two ways to check the subscription. One is checking for purchase receipt on the device, and the other one is checking against the store kit. Why are there two ways, and what is when the result of those two ways can become different?
Yeah, we during our testing, once we implemented initially this feature, and we during the testing tried very let's say extreme scenarios with validating and invalidating subscriptions, and do some stuff that no regular user will use. But if someone wants to try to hack somewhere where he doesn't belong or anything, can try. It was normal actions that any user can do with his iPhone. We faced some situations where some moments where the response from one of the checking functions was different than we expected, and that was the real situation that we as the user just tested. Therefore, there was the other extra checking or double checking function where it was correct, the answer. And there was another scenario where the second one was incorrect, and we needed the first one, vice versa.
So basically, what can happen is that the store kit can be unavailable, for instance, if you're offline, and also the receipt on the device can become broken, like when you restore the device from a backup or something, then or the receipt becomes invalid and not checked soon enough, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now
That
there
makes
is a
sense.
question from someone on the Discord.
We have two questions, yes. I'm going to do
Cool.
the first one. Where is the conversion to a different language being done, in FileMaker or iOS or the App Store? I think they were talking about the different prices, because that popped up in like
Yeah, I think there are two pieces. One is the text description of each subscription, and the other one is the pricing and the currency, right? So where does the translation to different languages come from?
Yeah, one part is related to the App Store Connect. As mentioned before, there is just the tier, the level of the price, and it's being localized and exchanged to the final currency for the final target user by Apple. So if I'm using my iPhone in Czechia, then I get my dialog with Czech currency, and that is handled by Apple based on my App Store Connect configuration. And the labels here on the dialog for purchase, I believe that is handled by that is stored in the iPhone already, but nothing except the actual values related to the app is handled by the application or by the developer. This name monthly subscription is not being translated and localized, and that is what I input in the App Store Connect. Clark works as well.
So it's all managed in the App Store Connect, not in the app. So correct?
Yeah, in App Store Connect.
So basically in App Store Connect you set all the descriptions, all the pricing, and using MBS plugin you pull this information from the App Store, and based on your operating system settings and the local settings of your phone, the App Store, the Store Kit, which is the library in iOS, will automatically choose the right version to display to the user. Okay, there is another question.
Yes, there is. Is a purchase? Oh, there's another one that's popping up now. But I'll do the second one first. Is a purchase device independent, meaning that I can install one subscription on two iPhones with the same Apple ID?
Okay, so let me answer this one. Apple, this is all managed by Apple, and Apple's policy is that the purchase is tied to Apple ID. So if you purchase the subscription with your Apple ID, you cannot purchase it again because you already have it. And if you switch to a different device and log in with the same Apple ID, you will get access to the subscription. And that's the point where because the app initially does not know about your subscription because it's running on a different device, but when it checks the store kit through the MBS plugin, it will tell the app that this user already has the subscription. Or if for any reason this fails, if you try to purchase the subscription on that second device, you will just get it free of charge because as long as you confirm the purchase with the same Apple ID that already has the subscription, Apple will just assign it as valid and will not charge you again.
There you go. How are you able to show the script in dark mode? Is that that is a Mac thing or MBS? I use Windows. I believe that's an OS thing, right? If you have a dark
Well,
mode.
the script in the dark mode that basically comes in the latest version of FileMaker. So 21 already has support for dark mode.
Yeah, and I actually use the MBS plugin for highlighting some of the lines in the code, but yeah, the dark mode itself is native support of FileMaker.
Yes.
So if you don't have dark mode support in your FileMaker, you are not on the latest version.
Okay. Another question. So Xcode is Xcode on steroids? Question.
Well, actually, it's an automation around Xcode. So in the backend, we have Xcode running on our server, and we have built this nice web-based front end. So you just don't have to deal with Xcode and the technical details in it. You just deal with our interface, and we take care of the rest.
Cool. Is there a charge for the AI part, and who pays for that? I don't get the impression that AI has been added to this application yet, or did I miss something?
Yeah, not yet. It's Ken's plan to add it as one of the features in the future. Right now, he is not using AI, and we are not using AI either.
Yeah, no, we did a video on Peso what it'll probably look like, Lynn. I can go find it for you because it sounds like at least similar to what me and Richard did. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't recall that being super expensive in any way, shape, or form. So, people are typing, so I'm letting them sneak in their questions.
Oh, that's great. We are producing some questions finally. It makes me nervous when people don't ask questions.
No, same. I get it. Sometimes people like to lurk and be quiet. I think the last one that you and I had, I asked all people's questions for them before they could get there. So I was kind of your guinea pig. So, what?
One more thing to tell about Xgo, there is a very easy implementation of the several plugins, including the MBS plugin. So just by checking this checkbox, we made Ken's application using MBS.
That's nice.
Thanks for mentioning this. So exactly, if you want to use a plugin in iOS app, the easiest way to do it is through Xcode because there it's just about checking a checkbox, and we are getting notices from Christian every time he prepares a new version. So it only takes us typically a few days to update Xcode with the newest released version of MBS.
Which is awesome. Do you really just have to only click the checkbox? Where do you put your license for MBS, or is that just take?
Yeah, the licensing you still have to handle in your app,
Got it. Okay.
just like you normally do, but you don't have to download the plugin. You don't have to find a way how to put it in the app because we take care of that.
That's nice. I may have missed this, but how are subscriptions handled for the developer, i.e. me? In other words, how much capital do I need available to support users using an app I want on the App Store? Or does Apple handle all this?
Well, Apple doesn't handle your support. You have to support your users, so it depends on, of course, how much support your app requires. The ultimate goal and kind of standard for Apple is that your app should be intuitive enough so that it normally does not need support. And you want the same. If everyone needs support, that people are not going to use your app. If it's intuitive enough, then it's fine. You are actually required by Apple to provide and it's in the Xcode interface as well. If you can, Martin, scroll to that point, you actually have to put in the URL for your support web page. So yeah, here, help URL. So this is required by Apple to submit for submitting your app. You have to provide a URL of a web page through which you provide support for the app.
Also the subscription and the money side, I think Apple handles all of that. Like you talk to Apple and let them know that something is happening.
Yes, exactly. The subscription, this is handled by Apple. It's charged to your Apple ID, and from the developer perspective, you just need a developer account, which I believe costs $100 or $99 a year. Uh, you need it anyway if you want to put your app on the App Store. And when you get the in-app purchase working, you only have to agree some legal documents with Apple. And what happens is Apple collects the money for you, and they deduct depending on whether you apply whether you qualify as a small business or not, which most of you are going to be because the limit for not being a small business, I believe, is $1 million a year in revenue from the app. There is a different charge. I believe it's 30% if you are not small business, and if you apply for a small business rate, then they deduct 15%. But I'm not 100% sure if that has not changed recently. So check with Apple. But basically, they collect the money for you, and once a month, if you exceed the certain threshold, I believe, they just send the money to you automatically. So you don't have to worry about it. They take care of all the details, and they also take care of like all the different countries, taxes, VAT, things like that. So you just go through Apple, enable your app to be available in the corresponding countries, and then Apple sends you the money.
Oh, okay. Uh, Follow-up question, which is, does this need FMP licenses? We don't have anything to do with FileMaker licenses with this. Is that right? Other than the license that you
Okay,
use to build the app.
yeah, right now, in order to be able to legally use the iOS app SDK, you should have the developer subscription or be a Claris partner. The developer subscription is another right now $200 a year. Uh, and by having the developer subscription or by being a Claris partner, you get access to the iOS app SDK. And here, just on Martin's screen, you see that in Xcode, you are actually required to click a checkbox to confirm that you have the FileMaker developer subscription, because that makes you allowed to use the iOS app SDK. There is no license needed to use the app or to distribute the app. You would need a FileMaker license as a user or as an end user of the app if the app was connecting to a FileMaker server. So and that's another thing. You can build an app that runs as a native app on iOS and connects to a FileMaker server. But for that, you will need a proper FileMaker license to run that FileMaker server, just like if you use FileMaker Go. FileMaker Go is also free to download, free to use offline, but you need a proper license to connect to FileMaker server.
There you go. I don't see any other questions at the moment, so any commentary, Hansa, Martin? Or are we good?
Yeah,
I
I
have
think
one, if I may, if it's the
Sure.
last thing. In our country, this day, this Holy Thursday, is called Green Thursday, and therefore I pick my green T-shirt. By then I found out that in the English-speaking world there is nothing related to green about this day, so that was out of topic since then.
We have a St. Patrick's Day, which is
Yeah.
which is March, I think, where we have to wear green. So we're misaligned by about a month with each other, it seems.
Yeah. So in our country we have like the few days around Easter with funny names like Green Thursday, Big Friday, and then Easter Monday.
Yes,
And also Blue Monday. The last Monday was Blue Monday. I found out this year.
Oh, really?
Mhm. And Gray Wednesday, I think, or Tuesday. Something is gray also.
okay, I'll have to look this up. Just to see why it's called blue and gray accordingly. Cora says, how do we sign up for this? Do you mean how do we sign up for Xcode?
Well, to sign up for Xcode, the easiest way is to go to our website, or you can use a shortcut xcode.com, and that will redirect you to our website. And you have two options. You can either click buy on this website, and that will take you straight to select your subscription and just pay for it. Or as a second option, you can just start building your apps by clicking this other button and create a free account in a demo mode. But before you build the first app, and that was the chart that was shown on the Xcode homepage, you still will also have to deal with Apple to get your Apple developer program. So that's the most time-consuming part of setting up to use Xcode. So creating an Apple ID takes just a few minutes, but enrolling to the Apple developer program, that takes up to 2 weeks. normally, depending on when you try it. For instance, if you try it during the holiday season, it takes longer. And once you have the Apple Developer Program, there is a little bit of setup that we have to still do manually. So in the Xcode interface, you provide us with some information from your Apple Developer account. And then it takes us typically 1 to 2 business days to set it up. And once that's done, you can start building. And then every single build is only a few minutes. Dragging and dropping your FileMaker file to the web interface and clicking the build button.
There you go. Thank you very much, Hans. A lot of people are saying they learned a lot today. This is an awesome presentation, which I agree. This has been fascinating and super interesting. Thank you, Honza. Thank you, Martin. It's been an absolute joy to have you both on.
Thank you. It was our pleasure.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Is this our last Thursday with you, Honza? I think it is. Do we have another one?
Yeah, we don't have the next one set up, but I'm sure we will very soon.
I'm sure, yes. All right, everybody, have a great one. I will see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.